Hi, this is David Smith at the Develop Conference in Brighton again, and I'm pleased to have with me Dajana Dimovska from Copenhagen Game Productions, a relatively new startup. Dajana, please, can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your company?
Sure. So, as you mentioned, I'm the producer and a co-founder of Copenhagen Game Productions, and we are a pretty new company. We started the company this year, in January, basically. And so the funny thing is that it's an interesting company because we are 6 partners that we've been working together for almost 2 years on different non-commercial projects, game projects, during our studies or doing other jobs on the side. And we were brave enough to actually submit these games to different game festivals, get the name out as a little collective in Copenhagen, and then suddenly step out our game after we finished our studies or basically dropped all the other works we had. And we started this company, Copenhagen Game Productions, with commercial projects for the Wii actually to come out very soon.
Very good. And what inspired you to set up the company in the first place?
Well, of course, I mean, first of all, my background and the background of my partners is basically game students in a way, so maybe computer science, but with a games major. And so during our studies, or the time we met each other, we actually met on a game jam in Copenhagen.
Very good.
And so the funny thing is that we've been working together so many little games, and I mean, we realized it's really hard to actually enter the game industry just like that as a student. So we just started it on our own and tried to be brave enough to actually go on, and we believe in what we are doing. Basically, we have this kind of, we think we are hitting a space in the game industry that other companies don't really do much there. So like this play, like bit more physical play and playing outside the screen.
Yeah, tell us a bit more about the couple of projects that you're working on.
So basically, the main project we have right now, it's a WiiWare title that hopefully is coming out very soon, and it's a magic fighting game, spell fighting game, where the user has to kind of read each other's basically wand movements and fight. It's like a Harry Potter duel game. And so what we've been doing the last half a year, especially the last half a year, is like experimenting with how much information we can actually actually give, and to be enough for people to understand the game by just looking at each other instead of the screen. So it's been a big challenge, and hopefully we are not quite there yet, but hopefully we'll kind of put this new genre at some point in the games space.
Well, very good. And I mean, you're clearly having fun in your new company. What do you think makes it a great place to work?
Well, it's funny. Well, of course, first of all, because we know each other very well right now, at least the core team, I would say. We are still more than 6 people working on this project. And what is interesting is that we actually think or believe that every individual in the company has to have, I mean, a big input or impact on the game. And that's why I think it's an interesting place to work, because everybody gets to actually express their creativity in some kind of way, and everybody's voice is heard. It's a little bit too hippie in a way and democratical way of developing games, and I would say like it's not necessarily always a good thing, but because we keep prototyping, we keep like trying to innovate in a way, and not really close deadlines on time and stuff, because we just can't, we really believe that it's iterative process that has to take some time to hit it right. So
very good. And I think you're based in Copenhagen, as the company name suggests. Is that a great place to live and to work?
Well, it's actually a beautiful city, and it's an interesting country, very, very organized, very, very interesting country. But it's also like, I would say it's, in a way, it's international. Maybe it's not a big metropolitan city, but for instance, in our company, we are 50-50 international and Danish, and that's kind of, at least for me, it was a very interesting thing to be based in Copenhagen and like work with international people and not only Danish. So I would definitely suggest it. It's still high tax country, but a lot of creative and interesting people, I would say.
Great. And finally, what advice would you give a job seeker looking to apply for a job with a startup company like Copenhagen Game Productions?
Well, I guess my suggestion or my advice is like very much like what we became and how we became, and that's how, like, job seekers, for instance, especially if it's not that very experienced ones, I mean, I would just suggest that just go out there and like activate yourself and do projects even before maybe finishing studies, or I mean, and like have something that can prove your skills. So even though it's a mod or I don't know, whatever of a game, like just prove like what you can do, or even if it's in a teamwork, that's even better, because I think teamwork is what we are focusing a lot on. We want the team to click, so we're interested in like people that can actually work together with other people and not alone in an office.
Great. Dajana Dimovska of Copenhagen Game Productions, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.